Hey there, how's it going? Today is day 70 of my 100 day inspiration challenge. And today I want to talk about shame and how to let go of shame. Shame is such a tough, terrible, challenging emotion. It is something that really holds us back. And so I thought it was important to talk about. And I want to start off by sharing something that Brene Brown said. She is a researcher and she really studies shame and vulnerability. And she defines shame as the intensely painful feeling or experience of believing that we are flawed and therefore unworthy of love and belonging. So it's the believing that we are flawed, which is true. We are flawed, right? But it continues. Therefore, because we are flawed, we are unworthy of love and belonging. And I have felt shame in my life so many different times. I felt shame when I was in Los Angeles for not being further along in my career. I have felt shame toward friends when I have not been there for them as much as I had wanted to. I've felt shame in past relationships for staying in those relationships when I knew that those weren't the right people. So shame, it comes in a lot of different experiences. But I think ultimately shame is such a negative thing because it just keeps you in a negative cycle, right? It keeps you feeling bad about yourself. It keeps you feeling stuck. It leads to depression. It leads to anger and resentment because you're not achieving the things that you want, or you're not doing the things that you want. I believe that shame oftentimes is linked with expectation. So you expect something from yourself and you don't do that thing that you expect yourself. A lot of times it is a crazy expectation. A lot of times the expectation is to be perfect, and then you're not perfect. You fail at being perfect. You put so much pressure on yourself, and then you feel shame because you couldn't live up to those standards that you set. So yes, it is important to have high standards, but you have to understand that we are all human beings. We are all flawed. We are not perfect. And at the end of the day, shame is such a dirty thing because it just keeps you in a negative mindset, and you can't achieve anything great if you're in a negative mindset. So like I said, shame comes in all different types of forms. Sometimes, body shaming. We constantly, as women especially, I feel like in general, women probably deal with shame more, but we hate our bodies, or we put all this pressure on ourselves, like we have to start a certain diet, and then we crave a cookie, and then we have a cookie, and then we get in this cycle. We feel bad because we had a cookie, and then we are just so down on ourselves, and then we have more cookies, or then we make other poor decisions because of all of this shame that we are putting on ourselves. And it is not healthy, because at the end of the day, you are not a bad person. At the end of the day, you are a human. You are allowed to make mistakes. And so I want to talk about 5 different ways that you can overcome dealing with your shame. So the first thing is to address it, right? If it's inside of you and you are just feeling bad and you are feeling dirty, then it is going to have power over you. But if you say, okay, I ate that cookie and I feel shameful, or I feel ashamed that I ate that cookie, then bring it out to light. It might not feel good to say it. It probably certainly won't, but get it out from inside of you so that it doesn't have power over you. And also, I want to say about the cookie situation, or any shameful situation, if you put so much restraints on yourself and you expect yourself to be perfect, then of course you're going to act out. I'm reading The Artist's Way, and in The Artist's Way, it talks about how we all have an inner child within us, and we all are just trying to experience joy and playfulness. And at some point in our lives, we became really hard and strict on ourselves. And so there is some inner conflict between the two. So we put all these demands and all these rules on ourselves, but that inner child inside of you, it wants the freaking cookie. It wants to have fun. And so you're creating conflict by putting these rules on yourself, and it leads to shame, which leads to you feeling stuck or miserable. So the first thing is to address it, say it out loud. And the second thing is, now that you know what it is, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently? Okay, so I'm continuing that example of eating the cookie. And okay, I ate the cookie. What can I learn from this? Either I can learn that I am being way too harsh on myself, I'm putting way too many rules on myself, or maybe I need to have other things that will satisfy me. Maybe I need to get more apples, or maybe I need to drink more water. But what can I learn? Taking the power back. You are an empowered human being, and you get to decide how your life goes. So if you mess up, if you do something wrong, you can learn from it. Life is all about learning. You can change, you can make it different. The third thing is to give yourself some grace. Don't be so hard on yourself. We put so much pressure on ourselves, and I can speak from experience. Like, I have put these standards on myself that are unachievable, and all that does is sets us up for success. So give yourself some grace. Be proud of the things that you have accomplished, because the reality is there are so many things that you have done right. So quit focusing on the one thing that you haven't done right. Focus on the hundreds of things that you have done right. And then also forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for being so hard on yourself. Forgive yourself for not making the right decision. Forgive yourself for going back to that relationship, or forgive yourself for all of the negative things that you've said to yourself, or just pour into yourself. Be kind to yourself. The fourth thing is to let go of expectation. Like I said, I think so much of shame comes from the expectation that we put on ourselves. And instead of saying, like, it has to be this certain way, it's either this way or no way, what if you just allow things to happen as they are? What if you just allow things to be the way that they are, and realize that every single moment in life is a learning opportunity? That's something that someone said to me the other day, because it has now been 3 months since my mom passed away. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good, but Thanksgiving is coming up. Her birthday is coming up. And, I'm having these feelings come up. And she was like, there's no right way to do this. You've never gone through this before. And even if I had gone through this before, there's no right way. It goes back to that pressure. Just allow yourself to be, and be okay with it. If you want to stay in bed a little bit longer today, that's okay. Maybe your body is trying to tell you something. Maybe you need more rest, or maybe there's something else. Maybe there's a fear of something else that's going on. But by being so mean to yourself and being shameful and hurting yourself and attacking yourself, that is just going to make you want to stay in bed even longer. It's going to make you want to eat more cookies. It is going to lead to feeling more shame. So the last thing to help you let go of shame is to focus on love and gratitude, loving yourself, loving your experience, loving others. Because when we are truly focused on gratitude and appreciation, it really does shift your mindset. And then you are focusing on all of the good, and you are focusing on the journey, and you just see things differently. You see those flaws as gifts. You see those mess ups as opportunities to learn and grow. So focusing on love and gratitude and appreciation, because what you focus on grows. And if you focus on your shame and your guilt and what a bad person you are and how you don't deserve love, then all of those things are going to be true for you. But if you focus on how You love your journey and you are so grateful for the people involved, and you get to learn every single day, and you love your body and you love your mind because you are learning so much about yourself. And you learn, the more that you love yourself, the more that you learn about yourself, the better off you are. You are going to have a whole different experience, and other people are going to see that and they're going to want the same. You will be beaming. They talk about vibrations, trying to achieve a higher vibration, and it is a vibration of joy and beaming, and it all comes from love, gratitude, appreciation. And when you're really focused on those things, there just isn't room for shame. When you allow yourself to just be who you are in any given moment, and you just love yourself for who you are in that moment, there is no room for shame. And at the end of the day, what kind of life would you rather live? Would you rather live a life where you are in conflict with yourself, where you are feeling down about yourself, where you are feeling shame, guilt, and unhappiness, and you are just putting yourself down, squashing yourself down? Or would you rather live a life of love and satisfaction and joy and connection to other people? You get to decide. So those 5 things are: address your shame. What is it? How can you learn from it? What can you do differently? Give yourself grace, forgive yourself, and be proud of your accomplishments. Let go of your expectations. Just allow whatever happens to happen, and practice love and gratitude. Thank you so much for showing up with me today. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Keep showing up for yourself regardless of where you are, because if you do, there is nowhere that you can go but up. If you would like more free resources, you can head over to my website, showuptogoup.com. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.